reflexing here for Seconds Out with our old friend Adam Smith, head of boxing for Sky Sports, of course. Hate to start on a negative note, but we interviewed another old friend of yours yesterday, Frank Warren. I don't know if you've seen it yet. He labelled you misleading and disingenuous for comments recently in the trade paper Boxing News, talking about the shows on Sky Sports, boxing shows, before you signed the deal with Matchroom.
Yes.
You talked about the shows going up and down the country in leisure centres, amongst other venues, and that it was a kind of a refreshing change once you got Matchroom on board as opposed to the promoters you were working with previously. Although you didn't mention Frank Warren by name, he seems to have taken offence to that. I just wondered if you wanted to respond to his comments.
Look, I mean, Frank worked hard with us. We worked hard with Frank for many years on Sky. We enjoyed some great shows. We enjoyed some okay shows. And look, he decided to go off and start Box Nation, which was fine. He didn't have enough dates, he believed, on Sky. We had at the time, I believe, Frank Maloney, Ricky Hatton, and Matchroom. And obviously we had some dealings with Mick Hennessy as well. So we had a number of promoters. And my turn of phrase when I was interviewed by Elliot on the phone the other week for Boxing News was that we were tired of going up and down the country, sort of week in, week out, to putting a lot of money on production and on rights, obviously, to various halls, leisure centres, arenas around the country. Some were more popular than others. Some were less popular. Some were barely half full. I was not having a pop or a poke at Frank Warren or any of them, really. It was just a general sort of feeling that we had over the 2-3 year period where we just felt that we weren't getting audiences, we were spending a lot of money, and we felt that the direction of travel had to change. So, it was our decision to go with one promoter. Once Frank decided to start Box Nation, that sort of left us with Matchroom and the others, and we went with Matchroom, we went with Eddie. And we had a sort of new strategy, which was that we weren't going to do 40, 50 shows a year. We were going to do 15, 20 and make them big and put them in big arenas. It was just a different way to go about business. Absolutely not. Frank said some things in the interview with Elliot as well in the other piece, which made me raise my eyebrows once or twice. But, look, I'm very respectful of Frank Warren. He's a terrific promoter. He's done incredible things through boxing. And he continues to do so. He's got a terrific stable over on BT. He puts on good fights. Warrington Galahad's another good one. I saw Anthony Yard the other night. I'm hugely respectful and rate him very highly. He's got good fighters, Daniel Dubois and others. And it's a competitive marketplace. He's with BT, Eddie's with Sky, and great. But he did also say, I think, that he would never go up against us. But I believe this Saturday he's got a show in Leicester, which was, I may be wrong, but I believe that was announced after Eddie announced this show. But I may be wrong on that. So I'm not going to get into sort of he said, she said stuff. I've got huge respect for Frank Warren for what he's done in boxing. I work very, very closely and very well with Eddie Hearn and have done for a number of years. We have our other issues now. We have him and his DAZN deal, and we have to make sure that there are really good British shows here, as I said to you before, at 10 o'clock at night. And we have that. We have that this Saturday with the Copper Box. We have that in Liverpool. We have that at the O2 in a few weeks' time. We have plenty happening in Britain, plenty happening in America, and Frank has plenty happening on BT. So I think the fans are the winners, and I don't think we should get petty about phrases and turns of speech where I was making a point where we just struggled with the coverage of boxing and the ability to sort of push numbers and fans with the money we were putting out on boxing for the rights and for the production. And I believe that we made the right decision after Frank made the decision to leave and start Box Nation. And we made the right decision to go with the right guy in Eddie. We have huge ties with Matchroom for the darts and boxing. And we've enjoyed a very, very successful few years together. Boxing's come back, and guess what? Everyone wants to be involved now. So we must have done something right, Danny.